There's unusual, and then there's 1 in a million. No two people are alike, and that holds especially true for Afshin Gudurszadeh. At just 2 feet, 1.6 inches tall, you might mistake him for a child, but Afshin's actually a 20-year-old man. In 2022, Afshin beat the previous world record for the smallest man by a whole 3.9 inches, making his Guinness certificate frame almost as tall as he is. While even baby clothes need to be tailored down by more than 50% to fit him, Afshin still does his best to look stylish when he's out on the town. I guess it's true that big personalities can come in small packages. This is Yu Zhenhuan, a man gifted in both the hair and music department. While most guys boast a few stubbles of facial hair, this guy's rocking a full face of hair. He's often referred to as the hairiest man in China since 95% of his body is covered in hair. Yu's striking appearance was what initially got people's attention, but his rock star persona slowly took center stage. According to Yu, he didn't want to be seen in public because he was treated differently, but he eventually gained enough confidence to use this unusual situation to his advantage. Meet Gary Turner, the man with the world's stretchiest skin. Gary has a rare condition that makes his collagen defective, leaving his skin able to stretch an insane 6.22 inches away from any part of his body. But no matter how crazy it might look, this is completely painless for him and leaves no stretch marks or wrinkles. He's like the real Mr. Fantastic. He can even stretch his neck skin so far it covers half his face. I guess he's never needed to spend money on face masks. 14-year-old Mohammed Samir from India has a party trick that's sure to turn some heads. Samir has the unusual ability to turn his head a full 180 degrees, a maneuver that would be extremely painful for the average person. This unlikely ability has earned him the nickname the Human Owl. Now all he needs is a pair of wings. Arlindo de Souza's unique physique is sure to turn heads anytime he goes outside, but his massive proportions don't come from just hitting the gym. Instead, he injects oils like synthol straight into his muscles, inflating them to these huge, inhuman proportions. However, these drugs only give him the appearance of the Hulk, not the strength, and much like us, de Souza urges others not to use these dangerous drugs themselves. Devendra Suthar holds the world record for the most fingers and toes on a living person, a title he has a really good grip on, since he has a total of 14 fingers and 14 toes. That's an extra 4 toes that could stub on something. Only 1 in 1,000 people experience polydactyly at birth, and even fewer have it on more than one limb. Suthar claims that his extra digits aren't too much of a problem, but he has to be careful not to accidentally cut them off when doing his work as a carpenter. I wonder how many times he's accidentally slammed them with a hammer. Zion Clark's an absolute beast of a man. Despite being born with caudal regression, a disease that left him without the entire bottom half of his body, Zion's managed to become a world-class athlete. In high school, he refused to wrestle in disability divisions, instead taking on and beating fully limbed opponents. He's also an elite wheelchair racer and the current world record holder in the hand-walking category, crossing 20 meters in just 4.78 seconds, faster than most people can run on their legs. As if that weren't enough, he also plays guitar, keyboard, and drums. He's a true triple threat, or maybe sextuple threat. He's done more with just 2 limbs than most people do with 4. Amar Barati is on a quest for world peace by raising his arm. Back in 1973, Amar made the life-changing decision to become a monk. In order to show his devotion to peace, he's kept his hand raised for over 45 years. Just think about keeping your hand raised in class longer than 5 minutes. Barati claims that his arm did hurt at first, but after not too long, just 2 years, the pain started to subside. After all this time, his arms completely atrophied and stuck in a permanent salute. Barati says that even if he could put it down, he wouldn't want to. Now that's dedication. Remember that song, I'm Blue? Well, it's more than just a catchy tune for Paul Carrison, a man whose skin literally turned blue after years of drinking colloidal silver. Colloidal silver was an old antibiotic treatment used before penicillin came along, but the FDA banned its use in 1999 because the silver in it could accumulate in the body and do serious damage. Paul, however, swore by the stuff for his health, taking it every day for over 20 years. He doesn't mind the side effects, or occasionally being called Papa Smurf by kids on the street. He even claims there's benefits to being blue, like never getting sunburned. Sadly, Paul passed away in 2013, which may or may not have had something to do with the huge amount of silver in his body. Sam Ramsdell might look like an ordinary TikToker until she opens her big mouth, that is. Not because she's annoying or anything. I mean, she literally has the biggest mouth of any human on Earth. When fully extended, her mouth measures a jaw-dropping 2.56 inches across. She can even fit an entire soda can in there. I bet she's every dentist's dream patient. Troy James is known by many as the horror movie Spider-Man for being one of the world's most talented contortionists. From a young age, Troy's been able to move his joints in odd ways that might make most people squirm, but also make him the perfect creature actor. Troy's appeared in dozens of shows and movies, playing inhuman creatures and monsters that leave audiences in disbelief. As painful as this might look on the surface, Troy doesn't feel any discomfort while bending any and every joint in his body. All of this begs the question, does he do yoga on Thursdays? Kaan Trichun is known far and wide as Chef Superhands for his incredible ability to stick his hands in boiling oil without getting burned. Kaan discovered this superpower in an event that sounds straight out of a comic book. One day he was splashed with enough oil to permanently disfigure any normal human, but was completely unharmed. After realizing he was seemingly impervious to burns, Kaan used his power to turn his food stall into a live superhuman show, with customers coming from all over the world to watch him serve them food he pulls straight from the fryer with his bare hands. I couldn't think of a more perfect superpower for a chef. These are the world's longest fingernails, and they're on a woman with the perfect name for them. Diana Armstrong hasn't cut her nails in over 26 years. It takes Diana 4 days and up to 20 bottles of nail polish to paint them in the funky patterns she likes to wear. But getting a world record for nails like these isn't easy. Diana's had to sacrifice major activities like driving because her nails get in the way, and I can only imagine her struggles trying to eat. It's hard to believe she's managed not to break a nail since 1997. Jamie Keaton was only 7 years old when he discovered he had a real-life superpower: super sticky skin. As a kid, toys started sticking to his hands. As he got older, he realized he could stick almost anything to his body. It turned out that Jamie has a condition where his skin absorbs way more oxygen than the average person, making his pores literally suck in anything he touches. Jamie's turned his ability into a career, naming himself Can Man, and beating records for the most cans stuck to his head at once. But being sticky isn't where his power ends. The increased oxygen also makes him heal faster, age slower, and be way stronger than the average person. He's pretty much a real-life X-Man. If you had any form of melissophobia, then you might want to look away. On the 20th of June 2020, 24-year-old Nature MS set the world record for the most bees worn by a single person. Nature had over 60,000 bees attached to his face for several minutes. That's an entire beehive on his head. To the average person, this sounds like absolute torture, but to Nature, it's just another day at the office. From a young age, Nature got to work closely with bees alongside his father, who also happens to be an award-winning honeymaker. Sounds like a nice family business. Some people are born with unbelievable features, while others just prefer to grow them. That's definitely the case for Sarwan Singh, who currently holds the world record for the longest beard on a living person, a world record that he's broken 3 times. Sarwan takes pride in his facial foliage, which measures around 8 feet 25 inches. It gets even more astonishing when you find out his entire beard care routine takes around 30 minutes. I wonder if he's ever late to parties.